Southern California, sun-drenched paradise, known for its beautiful beaches, vibrant cities, and the allure of Hollywood, a place where dreams are made and the sun seems to shine endlessly. But in the late 1970s, a darkness fell. The Golden State was gripped by fear as a sinister presence began to haunt its freeways and streets. A predator stalked the freeways. His name, William Bonin, a man whose very name would become synonymous with terror. His prey, young men and boys. 21 lives, innocent souls who fell victim to his monstrous desires. That's the confirmed kill count. But the true number of his victims may never be known. Each life lost left a void, a family shattered, and a community in mourning. From 1979 to 1980, Bonin, the Freeway Killer, terrorized a generation. His reign of terror was marked by brutality and cunning, leaving law enforcement scrambling to catch him. The roads, once symbols of freedom, became routes of fear. The very pathways that represented the Californian dream turned into nightmarish trails of dread. The victims, often hitchhikers or runaways, were vulnerable. They were searching for a better life, an escape, or simply a ride to their next destination. Bonin, driving his van, appeared as a beacon of help. His seemingly kind offer of a ride masked his true horrific intentions. A trap disguised as a friendly face. Fear spread like wildfire. Parents warned their children, communities were on edge, and trust became a rare commodity. The shadow of the Freeway Killer loomed large. His presence was felt in every corner, every shadow, and every darkened street. The fear he instilled would linger long after his capture. Bonin's van, a rusty, nondescript Ford Econoline, inside a chamber of horrors. He would offer rides, promising food, drugs, or companionship, his demeanor disarming, his true intentions monstrous. Once inside the van, the trap closed. Bonin, often with accomplices, would overpower his victims. The nightmare began. He bound their hands and feet. He gagged them to silence their screams. The van, once a symbol of freedom, became a mobile tomb. Bonin's cruelty knew no bounds. He subjected his victims to unspeakable torture. Beatings, stabbings, strangulation, each act meticulously cruel. He seemed to relish their suffering, their pain, his pleasure. His madness escalated with each passing victim. After death, he would discard their bodies along the freeways like trophies of a depraved game. Bonin's confession, a chilling glimpse into the mind of a monster. He craved power, control. He derived pleasure from inflicting pain. His victims, mere objects to satisfy his sadistic desires. Their lives insignificant, their deaths fuel for his darkness. He spoke of his crimes with a chilling detachment. No remorse, no empathy, just a cold, calculating predator. His words a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity. Section 5. Pressure mounts, terror reigns. The body count rose. The pressure on law enforcement intensified. The public demanded answers. The police desperate for a break. Fear gripped Southern California. Parents kept their children indoors. Hitchhiking, once commonplace, became taboo. Every passing day, the killer remained at large, the authorities racing against time to stop the carnage. The Freeway Killer had cast a long shadow over the Golden State. Section 6. A trail of clues, a break in the case. The city was gripped by fear, the streets emptying as night fell. The Freeway Killer had struck again, leaving behind a trail of terror and confusion. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope began to emerge. Finally, a breakthrough. A witness, trembling and anxious, came forward. They had seen something crucial. The police listened intently, every word a potential key to unlocking the mystery. The witness described a nondescript white van, often seen lurking in the shadows. They mentioned a man fitting Bonin's description who seemed to be always around when the attacks happened. This was the vital clue the police had been waiting for. With this new information, the police intensified their investigation. Detectives worked around the clock, piecing together the puzzle. Evidence boards filled with photos, maps and notes. The sense of urgency was palpable. They placed Bonin under surveillance, following his every move. Unmarked cars trailed him discreetly. Plainclothes officers watched from a distance, and surveillance cameras captured his actions. The net was closing in. The officers waited patiently for him to slip up. Nights were long and tense, filled with anticipation. They knew it was only a matter of time before he made a mistake. And slip up he did. One night, Bonin made a critical error. The officers, ever vigilant, were ready. They moved in swiftly, catching him in the act. He was apprehended during an assault, the struggle intense but brief. The police had their man, and the city could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Inside his van, they found a horrifying collection of evidence. Items that linked him to the crimes, each piece more disturbing than the last. The relief among the officers was palpable. They had stopped a monster. The reign of the Freeway Killer was over. The city, once shrouded in fear, could now begin to heal. The nightmare had ended, and a new dawn was on the horizon. Section 7. Justice. Delayed but delivered. Bonin's trial, a media spectacle. The evidence against him overwhelming, his crimes laid bare for the world to see. The jury, horrified by his acts, delivered a swift verdict, guilty. Bonin, emotionless, showed no remorse. He was sentenced to death, a punishment commensurate with his heinous crimes. Justice, though delayed, had been served. Section 8. Echoes of horror. The echoes of Bonin's reign of terror reverberated long after his capture. Families shattered, lives forever changed. Southern California, once a symbol of carefree living, bore the scars of his crimes. The fear lingered. The freeways, once routes of adventure, remained tainted, reminders of the killer who stalked them. Bonin's name became synonymous with evil, a warning whispered from one generation to the next. Section 9. Legacy of a Monster. The story of William Bonin, infamously known as the Freeway Killer, is one that continues to haunt the annals of true crime history. His reign of terror in the late 1970s and early 1980s left an indelible mark on Southern California, a region that still shudders at the mention of his name. On February 23, 1996, Bonin was executed by lethal injection. The execution took place at San Quentin State Prison, bringing an end to the life of a man who had caused unimaginable pain and suffering. The method of his execution, lethal injection, was chosen to ensure a humane end, a stark contrast to the brutality of his crimes. His death, a final act of justice, but closure, elusive. For the families of his victims, the pain and loss remain a constant shadow. The gravestones stand as silent witnesses to the lives cut short, each one a testament to the enduring grief of those left behind. The Freeway Killer's legacy, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. His ability to blend into society, to appear as just another face in the crowd, is a stark warning of the potential for evil that can hide in plain sight. The fear he instilled in the community has left a lasting impact, a reminder to always be vigilant, a stark warning about the vulnerability of innocence. Bonin's crimes targeted the young and vulnerable, exploiting their trust and innocence. The abandoned toys and empty playgrounds serve as haunting symbols of the lives that were forever altered by his actions. They remind us of the importance of protecting our children and the fragility of their safety. His crimes, a testament to the depths of human depravity. The meticulous investigations, the chilling crime scene photos, and the tireless efforts of law enforcement to bring him to justice highlight the sheer horror of his actions. Each piece of evidence, each photograph, tells a story of unimaginable cruelty and serves as a reminder of the darkness that can reside within the human soul. His victims, forever etched in the annals of true crime. The faces of the young men who fell prey to Bonin's brutality are immortalized in photographs and memorials. Their stories, their lives, and their untimely deaths are a somber reminder of the human cost of his actions. The candles lit in their memory flicker in the night, a symbol of the enduring love and sorrow of their families. The freeways of Southern California may be free from Bonin's grip, but the memory of his terror lives on. The roads he once prowled are now traveled by countless others, but the shadow of his crimes lingers. The haunting atmosphere of these freeways serves as a reminder of the past, a past that continues to echo in the present. The legacy of the Freeway Killer is a dark chapter in the history of Southern California, one that will never be forgotten.